toxic masculinity.
Let's take your questions and comments. Do you guys have anything to say about any of this? I want to know. Noah Price put XXXXX. That's very funny. I like that a lot. Salty Cracker Reloaded wrote Rachel Maddow. Mad Cow. A lot of people were saying Rachel Mad Cow. Does that come from another YouTuber? Because I find that offensive. Don't use the terms. You don't use hilarious names for leftists that I didn't make up. No, that's fine. I like Rachel Mad Cow. I think that's quite funny. I don't know who made that up, though. I assume it must be somebody. I don't know. I don't know who would have made it up. I was going to try to come up with that term. I don't know. I can't think of it. What the leftists, the term that we use for the leftist craziness. All right, I don't see. Oh, we did have super chats. Okay, Rightful King of the Poll says the Democrats have their own version of the QAnon stuff, the Franklin Bank scandal, but the media never shamed them for it. Turnabout is fair play. Franklin Bank scandal. I'm going to go ahead and look that up. Copy, paste, boom. All right, I will watch. I will read up on that stuff. Thank you for posting that. Hold on, I gotta go to this. Got a new video coming out tomorrow morning. Should be quite good. But the video that came out this morning, you guys gotta watch that video. I don't know what the hell happened. It got like 8,000 views. That's like I usually get 20,000 by now, and that's even with the restrictions I already have. So I don't know what happened. All right, let me go try to catch all these super chats. Oh, Tom Christopoulos, who isn't who I thought he was. I thought you were somebody else. I get some of the fans confused sometimes because some of you guys have similar names. My Christian beliefs make me do the right thing when no one is looking. Good show tonight, Chris. Yeah, well, that's an excellent point. That's actually a really excellent point. I've often said that an atheist who does the right thing when he can get away with the wrong thing is an idiot, right? Because if you have no moral guidance and the only reason you do good things is so you're perceived as a good person and working well within society, then you have no real motivation to do the right thing when nobody's looking. And that's how you can advance very easily, by cheating. By doing the wrong thing, by acts of criminality, if you think you can get away with it. And so that to me is the sort of, atheist. It's an inevitable thing. If you're an atheist, you're inevitably going to do the wrong thing when you can get away with it. If you're a Christian, you won't. So I think that it's better if the entire world is Christian. All right, let's see here. Rightful King of the Poll says, we need vouchers. The Democrats spend more time with your children than you do. Only by choosing our teachers. Why did I say opening? That's a weird thing to say. That's obviously not what you wrote. Only by choosing our teachers can we make up for this. That's exactly right. Thank you. I get so angry. All right, let's see here. All right, Daniel J. Corica says, Patriot Daniel saying hi. Well, hi, Daniel. We love hearing from you, man. Let's see here. Somebody had a suggestion for a story, and I wasn't able to read up on it in time to do it today. But it's a good idea for a story. Grow Love Bear says, what's your opinion on the anti-Semitism bill passed in 2020 as it relates to the First Amendment? Was the anti-Semitism bill in 2020? I don't even know what that is. I didn't even know about that. I know that in 2020 there was some kind of problem with Ilhan Omar saying some anti-Semitic stuff, and I think she was censured or something like that by the House. I don't remember exactly, but I don't remember a bill being passed that was about anti-Semitism. Well, I'll tell you what. I think that when it comes to free speech and all this kind of stuff, I think all the hate crime stuff, I think anything related to being like something being a hate crime and all that, I think that's stupid, right? You should have a crime, crimes that are about like hurting other people, right? If you like physically hurt somebody else, that should be a crime, right? Assault or whatever. You shouldn't have like assault plus assault of a black guy, and then we assume you're a racist and therefore you need to go to prison for longer. Because I don't think that those laws are applied accurately or evenly. Right? I don't think there's a lot of black people that are going to prison for hate crimes against white people, even though a lot of, like, you could make the argument that if a black person grows up in a household in which his mother constantly tells him that white people hate him and are after him, and he breaks into 10 houses and 9 of them are black families, and he steals a lot of the stuff, but he doesn't hurt anybody, but he goes into the white person's house, steals all their stuff, and like murders them. Uh, even if they didn't say anything racist or anything like that, you can still make the argument that this person committed a hate crime because he was raised with this idea that he hates white people. But if he didn't say anything like "I hate white people" when he was committing the crime, he didn't commit a hate crime. So it's like a weird thing where but then if the white guy does the same thing, but he says the N-word while he's committing the crime, he gets done for this hate crime. So I think the whole hate crime thing is such a stupid thing. It's like, what exactly was your intent when you were killing these people? Was it because of their race? Like, what does it matter? They're still dead. You still killed people. Like, I mean, obviously, if you're going to kill somebody, your motivation probably isn't very good. I mean, sometimes it's fine. Like if somebody's like sleeping with your wife, naturally somebody's going to probably kill that person. But, but like, that's nothing to do with like bigotry or, I mean, but most of the time, if somebody's killing somebody because they hate them or because they're, they're not well intentioned. So this idea of the hate crime compounding the crime and making it worse, like you're an evil person, but you're a particularly evil person because you're also a racist. I mean, that's just stupid. Like racism exists all over. I talk about this all the time. Racism exists all over the world in just about every culture except for Northern European culture. It's the only culture that we've done away with racism, right? All of us that are Northern European or descended from Northern Europeans or have accepted the culture of Americans, which was drawn out of Northern Europe, we're the only people in the world that we don't like racism. We don't like it. But to say that, like, let's say like a Guatemalan kills a Mexican in New York City, right? Or Puerto Rican or something like that, right? Do we then say, oh, well, Puerto Ricans don't really like Mexicans, and therefore the Puerto Rican is guilty of a hate crime? It's just, I mean, what does it make a difference? Like, what if he killed another Puerto Rican? Does that make it less of a crime because Puerto Ricans don't hate each other so much? I mean, it's just stupid. So, yeah, the whole hate crime thing is stupid. Laws against anti-Semitism are stupid. Like, yeah, there's going to be people who irrationally hate other people in the world. That's the way the world is. We should try to fight that through education, through talking about it, through politics, through rhetoric, not through writing criminal legislation. That doesn't make any sense to me. Girl Love Bear writes, it was a bipartisan bill and signed in Israel. I find it interesting when fellow conservatives fight against free speech. Yeah, I'm a very I'm almost libertarian with regard to free speech. Like, I'm very, very hardcore free speech. I mean, I am celebrating this Olympic thing where they're banning Black Lives Matter BS. But again, it's because of this idea that Black Lives Matter tends to come in and overwhelm the conversation with their political views. And if we start making, something like the Olympics just a platform for political speech, then we block out the messaging of the Olympics, which I think is a problem. We don't want to eclipse language with other language. So that's one of the few times that I'm okay with banning speech, is if it eclipses other speech. If it stops you speaking, or if it silences somebody else, then the speech can maybe be regulated a little bit. But that's as far as I'll go. And the only reason that I'm for that is because I want to facilitate speech. I want more speech. I want more people to have a voice and not fewer. Okay. Let's see here. Bigfoot the Chipmunk writes, that's like saying kids are going to have knife fights, so don't shoot them. I don't know about what you're referring. Let's see here. Daniel J. Corker writes, if everything is racist, then nothing is racist. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Frank James writes, can you imagine if somebody got up in front of the world at the Olympics to complain about how bad life is in the United States? They'd embarrass themselves. Yeah, I know. the runners from Kenya are just like, this guy's an idiot. I can't do a Kenyan accent, but yeah, be something like that. Darling, do you want to say hi? You don't have to come on camera. You can just talk into that microphone there. Okay. She's indisposed, let's say. All right, so she's not going to say hi because she's indisposed. So instead, I'm going to say bye. Is that cool? We're going to see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully there will be some new, interesting news stories. Oh no, Daniel just jumped in with a super chat at the last second. Rich, what setup do you use to edit and live broadcast videos to YouTube? I'm looking to expand my channel. Thanks. Thanks, Free the Kitty. Daniel, so for my live broadcast, I use something called OBS. Oh, you're no longer indisposed. You want to say hi on the mic there? Oh, you want to come in here? All right. Hey, everybody. Here's the beautiful wife. You're not gonna actually speak.
You want?
I spit on you.
You spit on me. Okay. Hello and good night.
Hello and good night. Right. She says, let's see here. Girl Love Bear says, thank you for answering. Hope you check it out. Miss Valeria tonight. Well, she just came and said hi. So let's see here. Free the kitty. The kitty is free. We didn't lock him up today. Okay, so I use OBS. OBS is what I use to do the live broadcast. To edit my videos, I use the whole Premiere production suite. Adobe Premiere, Adobe. I use all Adobe, but if you want something that's free and excellent, you should use DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve is fantastic. It takes a little bit of learning, but you just watch some YouTube videos to get the hang of it pretty quickly. So that's what I use. I also have a very good camera. I have a Sony. Well, it's not the best camera or anything, but it's a pretty good camera. It's called the Sony Alpha 7, Sony A7 III. Sony A7 III. And then I have an incredibly expensive lens on the front of it. So, but I still mess up a lot technically because I'm just a bit of an idiot. And I have a lot of lights that I got pretty cheap off of Amazon. And then what else do I use? One of the most important things is to have a good mic and set the settings correctly. I'm really bad at setting the settings correctly, like the gain and stuff. I mess up sometimes. So sometimes it'll be a little poppy or sometimes it'll be a little quiet or whatever, and I got to fix that. But this is also a very, very expensive mic called an RE20. Valeria's Shure is a little bit better value, and it's the one that everybody uses. I'm sure you've seen that in previous videos. I encourage everybody to start YouTube videos. I used to try to help people start YouTube videos, but what I found was that it's actually very, very difficult to do what I do in the sense that it's hard to explain. So some people are very watchable and some people are not watchable. And that's not to say that you're not a charismatic person in real life. There's a lot, like, I have a buddy who I tried to help start a YouTube channel and he couldn't do it. And the weird thing was, I still think he can do it actually, but the weird thing was his personality on camera totally changed from his personality in real life. And that happens to a lot of people. Like, you put the camera on them and then they for whatever reason, they can't express the nuance of their personality on camera. Incredibly common. I see it in Hollywood all the time with people who are trying to be actors. They get a camera on them and then they can't act. It's weird. But what is acting? Acting is just sort of expressing your natural behavior in front of a camera, and genuinely expressing yourself on camera. So it's being genuine. So when you see actors in Hollywood, sure, they're saying things that a writer wrote for them, but they're expressing these things in a way that they would off camera, right? In the same sort of way. And so they're acting naturally. That's why it looks like they're acting naturally. So, but a lot of people can't do that. And I don't really understand that. It's more something you're born with. I don't think it makes you a good person or a bad person. I don't think it's sort of like being good at basketball. I don't think it should necessarily be praised as much as it is, but we tend to glorify actors. I don't really get it, but the one thing that is good about it is that if we're all sort of home by ourselves, we don't want to go out and hang out with our friends, you can kind of go online and hang out with somebody that you like who's acting naturally in a TV show or on YouTube or something like that, and you have an enjoyable time watching them. You're kind of hanging out with somebody despite the fact that you're not going anywhere. So to me, that is, those are my 2 cents on starting a YouTube channel. So I've kind of stopped encouraging people to start YouTube channels because I've seen so many people fail at it. It's very, very hard to do. If you can't be like very natural on camera, even if you have the best mic, even if you have the best... What I encourage people to do is get this mic called a Blue Yeti. It's a very cheap mic. It's like $120, but it's very nice quality. So if you have a good voice and you're natural on camera, you can if you got a decent mic and you got a decent camera, you can probably be a successful YouTuber. But anyway, I guess that's it. Anybody else? Yeah, Daniel J. Corca says thanks again. So, all right, peace. Yeah, everybody already said goodbye because I said I was going to shut it off and then I didn't. All right, well, my beautiful wife has brought food for me, so I am going to go. Love you guys. You guys are the best. I will see you tomorrow. Good night. Toxic masculinity.